Hello, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to today's iOB business webinar. Very, very exciting presentation lined up for you today. As always, I'm just going to wait a very brief while whilst we wait for some more attendees to join with us today. Today, we're going to be talking about evaluating a business opportunity, okay? A huge, huge topic to focus on in 2021 and beyond, to welcome us into this new year by looking at the exciting opportunities ahead of us and actually more specifically what to look for within these opportunities, okay? So just a few webinar basics before we get started today. We are going to be running a presentation that will last for around about 15 to 20 minutes. If you have been with us before, I can see a few familiar faces in our attendee list today. If you have been with us before, then you will know how this works. We go into a brief presentation for 15 to 20 minutes, and we do get to a Q&A at the end there that will last for about 5 to 10 minutes. So I've always got a few questions to answer, always more than happy to answer more questions, always happy to assist with that. So if you do have any questions throughout today's presentation or beyond the webinar, please do pop that into the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. You should see a green Q&A box, or it might be gray. And in that, we'll give you the option to ask a question on a specific topic, segment, area of the presentation. Anything that you are not 100% sure of, please do not hesitate to ask us that question today. Okay, so as I said, I'm just going to wait a minute or two now before we dive into the presentation. I'm just going to get set up whilst we're waiting for everyone to join us. To those of you that are already with us today, thank you so much for taking the time. It's always a pleasure to see familiar faces and new ones, and always amazing to see the commitment that we have from people around the globe joining us as well today. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are in the world at the moment. Today, as I was saying, we're going to be talking about how to evaluate a business opportunity and something that can be very, very valuable to you, to arm you with the knowledge of knowing how and why to invest in something, okay, and if it's going to be valuable for you. So I'm just getting loaded up today. Just before I start, once again, I will say if you do have any questions throughout this webinar, please do not hesitate to ask. Please do not hesitate to send them over to us, because we are running a brief Q&A at the end of today's webinar to answer any questions specifically related to evaluating a business opportunity in 2021 and beyond. So as always, a real pleasure to speak with you. Please let me know just before I get started if you can hear me okay, and if you can see the presentation screen okay. It's not overly important if you can't see me right now, because I'm going to be switching off my camera in just a second there. So please do let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. Perfect. So let me just have a little check. I'm just going to check the chat box to see that we're all good before I get started with today's session. Fantastic. All looks good to me at the moment. Ideal. So please do keep me updated if there's any problems, if there's any kind of microphone issues or anything like that. Please do go ahead and let me know. If not, we will get started. Okay. So as I said, today we're going to be talking about how to evaluate a business opportunity. Your presenter today is myself, Ben Porter-Smith. I am a business coach, and I specialize in working with small businesses and helping them achieve stability and growth. Okay, this is my forte, this is my speciality, and this is what I love to talk to everyone about. Okay, so specifically what we're going to be talking about today, okay, assessing market demand. The first and absolute foundational aspect of knowing whether a business is going to be good or not, 2021 and beyond, is assessing the demand in the market. Second thing we're going to talk about, growth and profit potential. Okay, we need to know if there's a demand for our product or service. Is there room for us to grow, and what kind of profit does that begin to look like for us as our business grows and expands beyond the initial point? Number three, assessing support and advice available to us. And number four, assessing the ease of startup. Okay, now again, the ease of startup is an absolute fundamental essential that we need when beginning a new business. The last thing we want is additional stress or complications that we don't need when investing in a new business venture. Okay, so beginning with market demand, let's talk about this. Okay, the first thing, the necessity for technology-based services is on the rise. I'm sharing this with you today because digital services are more prevalent, more prominent now than ever before. Okay, now something that has to be understood is the necessity for technology-based services. Okay, now this is because local businesses need to develop an online presence now more than ever. And some small businesses may already be online and simply need to improve their presence or utilize more services. Okay, now what I mean by this, we're in an unfortunate position now in many cases where businesses are being shut down from their local bricks and mortar stores, and they simply don't have an option. They need to develop an online presence. If they want to continue delivering to their customers, to their loyal clients, and even reach new ones, they need to ensure that they do have an online presence. Otherwise, they'll be faltering themselves and hampering their ability to continue growing their business. Okay, so local businesses need to develop an online presence now more than ever before. And I don't want you to limit your understanding of this or you're thinking about this to just businesses that need to develop an online presence. Okay, some businesses pandemic or not, businesses may have already been online, but their website or their social media or their online services may not be up to par with their competitors or what they would like to have today. So there's also an opportunity. There's a market demand for businesses that are already online that simply need to improve where they already are, whether that be improving their social media profiles, and improving their technology, or improving their current website. Okay, so when we're talking specifically about assessing market demand, we can look at many different factors. Okay, the two most prominent ones that we can see right now are that local businesses absolutely must develop an online presence. And the ones that do have an online presence must ensure that it is on par with their competitors at the very least, if not over and above. Technology and marketing is an evergreen business. Okay, so we're on the topic, if you're just joining us now, we're on the topic of assessing market demand. We're on the topic of assessing the necessities within. Okay, so technology and online marketing is an evergreen business. Now, when I reference evergreen, if you're not familiar with that term, it means always on, always available, always around. Okay, there's many different definitions as to how you might choose to define it. But more importantly, evergreens means something that is not going away. Okay, technology and online marketing is an evergreen and growing business day in, day out. It's only getting bigger. Okay, online marketing, businesses will always need to market their businesses. They will always need to be online. They will always need to be available and reaching new customers. And technology is just a simple, fundamental backbone of every piece of online marketing and otherwise tech-based services that businesses just need. Social media, that's tech. Google, that's tech. Your laptop, that's technology. Okay, it's an evergreen business. It's something that businesses will always need. Okay, so that being said, now we've had a good look at the demand. Now we understand that there is a demand and the type of services that there's a demand for. At the moment, we want to assess growth and profit potential. Okay, very, very important element. Now that you know that there are people there to buy your services, okay, now that you know people are there and there's a demand in the market, we need to assess the growth and profit potential. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to look at when assessing a new business opportunity is, does the business offer in-demand services? Does the business offer something that other businesses and potential clientele need right now? Okay, in demand means in this very present moment, what do businesses and clients, potential clients, need the most right now? So as we discussed, local businesses are now being forced to move online, and not even just local businesses. I mean, it's local specifically to you maybe, but there are businesses nationwide and even globally that are struggling from what they used to be the old normal, now needs to revert to the new normal. And the new normal now means being online. If you're not online, you're missing a huge amount of current and potential new customers. Okay, so does the business offer in-demand services? This is the first thing I want you to ask yourself when you're looking at the growth and profit potential of a new business venture. Okay, the second thing I want you to look at is, are these services scalable? Okay, now what I mean by scalable is, can they grow? Can they be developed? Can they give you more than what they currently give you? Okay, because you must understand that as a business, you don't want to stay stagnant. You want to be continually progressing, continually evolving, and continually developing. Okay, so I'm going to ask you again, are these services scalable? Make sure that not only am I asking these questions, but you're asking these questions to yourself. Okay. These are the absolute fundamental basics of assessing a business opportunity in today's market. Okay, are these services scalable? So if I were to give you an example of a scalable business, we're taking online marketing specifically here in the context of a digital agency. We're looking at a scalable service. Okay, so let's take pay-per-click. Pay-per-click is a form of online advertising. Okay, and otherwise a scalable business. Let's say that you have a client and that client is spending £1,000 a month with Google, okay, on Google advertising. You as a digital agency owner could take a 20% fee of this £1,000 ad spend, meaning that you get £200 in your business. Now, a scalable service is one that you can grow and expand without necessarily investing more time or effort. Okay, so a scalable service can apply in many different ways, but in this specific context, if this client begins spending £5,000 a month on advertising instead of £1,000 a month, your percentage of 20% stays the same. So instead of earning £200 as a result of a £1,000 ad spend, you're now earning £1,000 as a result of £5,000 ad spend. But the work hasn't necessarily gotten any more difficult or any more time consuming for you. That's just one example of a scalable service. Scalable can mean multitude of different aspects. Okay, so let's have a look at another one. What if we're looking at bringing in additional team members, offering variations of product lines or service lines, offering more things to our customers? Okay, I want you to think about these services being scalable? Okay, can you develop websites quicker? Can you be more efficient with it? Is there a way in which you could scale the service? Could you earn more money? Okay, because ultimately scaling means growing, and growing means earning more money in a business context. Okay, so I need you to think, when we're looking at the fact of whether these services are scalable or not, you must understand the services being offered. Can we offer more? Okay, now maybe you offer a pre-made solution that you can sell to multiple clients, but it doesn't take you any more time because it could be manageable by the clients themselves. A food delivery service, for example, if you sell this software to clients on a monthly basis, are you limited on how many that you can sell? The likely answer to that, if it is managed correctly, is no. You can sell as many of these as you wish. Therefore, it's a scalable service. Okay, think about this. Now, I want to run through with you some of the most popular online marketing services today that are being delivered by digital agencies right now. Okay, number one, website development. If I refer back to my earlier example in this presentation, local businesses are being forced to move online. What do you need to exist online? What makes you metaphorically and physically exist online? Okay, of course, a business always exists, but it is a common kind of little funny in marketing that you don't exist until you have a website. Okay, so if you're looking at website development as an in-demand and popular service today, website development is an essential that businesses need because they're either moving online or they need current services improved. Okay, so website development, number one. Food ordering systems, number two. It's one of the most popular services today because you probably use one of these yourself. Okay, businesses need food ordering systems to keep their own business efficient, whether it be a fast food restaurant, a sit-in restaurant, a dine-in restaurant that offers takeaway. You've got your cafes, your bars, your pubs, your restaurants. All of these places offer food delivery right now because they have to. Even businesses that didn't offer delivery before are now offering delivery if they want to stay around, if they want to keep their business running, and if they want to keep earning money, it's something that they must do. Therefore, making food ordering systems one of the most popular services today. And if we not only look at the business perspective, we're looking at the client perspective as well. If you've ordered food through a food ordering system from your local takeaway, you are considered their customer or client. And it is something that you do for ease and convenience. This is why it is so popular, because you can do it online. You don't have to call them. You don't have to enter the store. You can simply go on an app and have your food delivered to you as the customer. And this is an absolute luxury that all of us are becoming very, very used to now. Okay, food ordering systems, a very, very popular and efficient service. And if we revert just back for a second to the business perspective, not only can they serve more customers because it's a more efficient manner than picking up the phone every second, they can also begin storing customer information to send special offers and therefore gain more custom. It's an essential in a multitude of different ways. Next, online reviews. For a second, I want you to think of an example that you have recently done, whether it be you've bought something from Amazon, let's say, for example, or you've thought about going to a specific place for some food for your evening meal, or you've looked at traveling to a particular destination in the past couple of years. The one common denominator of all of these things is that you have probably looked at the reviews. You've looked at how they serve their customers, how well they look after people. When you're spending hard-earned cash, the main thing you want to know is that the business is going to treat you well. So online reviews are fantastic for this. If it's a product-related review, you want to make sure that the product that you're investing your money in is worthwhile. Okay, online reviews are an absolute crucial foundation now for many, many, many businesses. You would struggle to find a business that did not, in some way or other, rely on reviews for credibility. And credibility is one of the key aspects of being able to sell your products. Okay, so online reviews, an absolute essential service in today's market. And finally, social media marketing. Now, I'd think I'd be pretty safe in hedging my bets and saying that you yourself use some form of social media. Okay, social media is only growing by the day. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. And it's like something that people are only beginning to use more popularly and more commonly. And it's something that almost every business wants to be on these days. Why? Because their customers are already there. Instead of trying to bring your customers to somewhere that they're not familiar with, why not just meet them where they already are? Social media advertising is becoming one of the biggest and most prominent ways to advertise and market online now more than ever. Okay, more and more businesses are moving over to social media because there are so many users already on it. All they are doing is meeting and introducing themselves to the customers that already exist on these platforms. Okay, so are the services developed in-house and unique to partners? Now, we're reverting back again to something I want you to look at in terms of the things that you offer as a service and as a business. And if you're looking at investing in a potential business to offer these services, are they unique? Do they have unique selling points? Okay, now, and I'll ask you again, are the services developed in-house and unique to partners? In other words, they're not white labeled to non-in-house businesses. Okay, it's very, very important that the systems that you look to invest in when you invest in a new business are unique to you, that they have unique selling points that you can share with potential clients and customers of your future business, and that you can share and utilize the tactics and strategies around these products effectively. Okay, these software, these services. Okay, are the services developed in-house and unique to partners? Very, very important question to ask yourself. Okay, now, next, we're going to be talking about assessing support and advice available to you, okay? Now, this is what the things that I would like you to look out for. From my advice directly to you as a business coach, these are the things that you should look out for when investing in a new business, okay? Tailored training around your new business. It's very, very important that the training is tailored to you, and specifically on how the business itself runs. If you lack training and if you lack the education needed to run the business, then this can cause problems for you down the line. You must be receiving tailored training around your new business and your new venture to ensure that you run it smoothly and effectively. Telephone and email support to assist with your business development, okay? Now, telephone or email, or telephone and email in an ideal world, okay? Something that is very, very important is that you have access to support continually to answer any questions that you may have or fix any queries or issues that you may encounter along your road. Okay, now whilst I would hope from me to you that you do not encounter any issues, it's almost inevitable in any kind of business venture that you will have a hiccup or two as you go along. But that does not mean to say that they cannot be solved effectively. That is why you must look for a business venture that has telephone and email support to assist you in your business development. Ongoing business growth training delivered by a professional business coach. Now, of course, one of my favorite topics to discuss is overall strategic business training, okay? Learning about your business specifically is one thing. Understanding business as a whole is a completely separate entity, okay? The business venture that you're looking to invest in or something that you're analyzing an opportunity for must offer you training and advice and guidance and coaching on business in general. You need to look at sales, marketing, operations, financial structure, cash flow management, all of these massively important aspects of business that not only apply to your specific business, but business as a whole, okay? So very, very important thing to look out for. Next, a bank of valuable and informational resources that allow you to refine your skills as well as learn new ones, okay? Now, like I've said here, ideally this bank would be updated regularly. You need to be able to learn and educate yourself in your own time, as well as spending time with professionals such as business coaches and consultants and access to support. All of this is equally as important as the next, and it's very, very crucial that you get access to all of it simultaneously, okay? Now, one thing will have one benefit, another will have another benefit. The ability to teach yourself at any time, remotely or online, is absolutely invaluable. You can assess and train in new skills that are most relevant to your ideal client, okay? Now, like I've said here, most importantly, assess the needs of your ideal client and follow a personal training schedule. I would always advise as a business coach from me to you that you put yourself into a specific training schedule most relevant to your financial requirements. And your financial requirements correlate directly with your ideal client. So when you've been looking at these in-demand services, when you're looking at new business ventures, establish who your ideal client would be, figure out what they would want, and follow a personal training schedule to deliver this for your client. And finally, assessing the ease of startup. Ready to launch branding to gain immediate traction in the market. Having a strong backing of branding is incredibly important in today's market, in the online world today. Brands need to be recognized and they need to have traction. If you want to get on the ground running, you want to make sure that your business is as successful as can be from the start, from the get-go. You need to make sure that there is an absolutely solid brand behind your new venture, behind your new business, to ensure that you can enter the market with recognition and credibility, okay? Ready to launch branding to gain immediate traction in the market. Very, very important. Provision of all the resources you would need to launch a business. Now, when I say resources, this can cover a vast array of aspects. Okay, the main things you need to look out for: educational resources, support resources, this platform on which you can build your business. Okay, this may mean software, this may mean a physical or online presence, provision of all the resources that you will need to launch a business. Okay, a large portion of this is educational and support, which is why we focus so heavily on what training content is available to you, what can arm you with the abilities to run a business successfully. Okay, now, as I always say, nothing is ever a guarantee, and everything is a result of your hard work. So the more work you put into something like this, the more you will get out of it. Provision of all the resources to allow you to do this is a basic fundamental. Without the resources, you cannot conduct what you need to conduct. Full guidance and support in the offset and throughout. Okay, guidance when it comes to business helps you avoid crucial mistakes. Okay, support in the offset and throughout is important to keep you moving after you've overcome these initial barriers. Now, as always, I want to say a massive thank you for taking the time to join us on today's presentation. It's always a pleasure to present with you and always a pleasure to see so many new faces on the webinar and see faces that have joined us before. I love speaking with you. I love sharing presentations like this. So thank you very much for taking the time to absorb this information from us today. As a thanks from us to you, as always, we have something for you, okay? I would like you to discover this opportunity for yourself. This can be invaluable for you. From your personal standpoint, if you do nothing else today, make sure that you at least analyze and understand the opportunities that are there for you, okay? So discover this opportunity for yourself. What I would like you to do is book a complimentary demo to find out about our all-in-one solution, okay? Get the ins and outs and the market insights on what it means to be a digital agency owner right now and the opportunities that lay in front of you. As much as I could talk to you all day about this topic, unfortunately, we've got a short amount of time to discuss on this webinar. What I would like you to do is visit this link, iob-business.com/talk-to-us. Okay, this will secure a strategic phone call with you to run you through the ins and outs of a business venture, something that what it means to have an all-in-one solution, and back everything that I've discussed with you today, what that could physically mean for you this year and beyond. Okay, massive, massive opportunity. So as always, a huge thank you for attending with us today. I'm going to leave this link up on the screen whilst I go through the questions that we have today. What I have right now is 2 questions, and if I have any more, please do feel free to shoot them over to me. I'm always happy to answer them for as long as I'm here on the Q&A session. So the first question I have for today is, how do I know if a business is fully safe to invest in? Okay. Now, my answer to this is always the same. As I said earlier in the presentation, nothing is ever a guarantee. Okay. And any investment always involves an element of risk. Nothing is a guarantee. But with the relevant research and well thought out, up-to-date business plan, this will enhance your chances of success. Okay. Now I say up to date because it has to be in with the current markets, in with the current economic standpoint of where we are. Okay. Your potential target market may change. There's nothing to ever say that a business is fully safe to invest in. Okay. But what you can do is apply your own hard work, your education, and utilize resources around you to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to ensure the business is a success. Okay. So I hope that that helps answer that question. Next question I have today: how will I know if my business has an earnings cap? Okay, that's very interesting because that's actually quite a complex term, earnings cap. And essentially what this means is there a barrier or a ceiling to which the maximum amount of money or financial impact that your business can have or earn? Okay, so your earnings cap is really, you know, in simple terms, and effectively what that means is that the maximum amount of money that I can earn if that is my earnings cap? Okay, now, what I want you to look at is if your business has an earnings cap, that actually depends on a multitude of different factors, but the most important ones I want you to look at are time and resources. Okay, those are the 2 things that will assess whether you would ever have an earnings cap or not. Okay, because there are multiple different ways in which you can grow. Like I said, if a service is scalable, that means that you can push past the supposed earnings cap that you may have previously thought was there. But it also means that you must understand how much time you have to run this business. Time, unfortunately, can sometimes directly correlate with how much the business can earn. But you can outsource, you can hire team members, you can deliver more valuable and a higher price point of service in order to push past this earnings cap. So no, there is never officially, especially with a digital agency, never a particular earnings cap. That really is up to you. Okay, 2 fantastic questions. Thank you so much for asking those. So I'm just going to do one final check and see that I don't have any more questions on the agenda today. And I don't believe that I do. I think that that is it. So once again, a massive thank you for taking the time to join us today from everywhere in the world, and a very warm good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to wherever you're joining us from. I will wrap it up there for today. A pleasure as always, and I very much look forward to speaking with you again in the near future. Bye for now.